They arrive on a damp autumn morning. A caravan of thrill seekers in search of an escape into nature and some rugged mountain terrain that will push their vehicles to the limit.
So I'm pulling food out, fuel, safety equipment.
This group with the Maryland Off-Road Vehicle Alliance is about to take on the trails at Wolf Den Run State Park in Garrett County. And they're off. Navigating the park's Potomac River area, named for the north branch of the river that runs along the property's southeastern border. For Shelley Argabright, riding is a Zen experience.
Because you have to only focus on what's in front of you, and you can't think about groceries or all the other things on your to-do list.
The first section of the 2,000-acre property opened in 2019. Wolf Den Run is the only state park in Maryland of its kind. It welcomes everyone, but it was designed for off-road vehicle enthusiasts. Park manager Donnie Oates has been here since the beginning.
It's like the perfect property because before the state purchased it, it was called the Wolf Den Hunt and Riding Club. So, they put a lot of trails on the property before we got it.
Before that, the land was logged, and for decades, mined for coal. The land's new incarnation as a state park features 40 miles of trails, each one color-coded based on its technical features. Like a ski slope, they range from green to blue to black. Today's group is riding mostly blue until they hit this. The slag pile.
All of this rock that you see down on the ground is leftover trash waste material from the old coal mines that operated in this area.
And according to Ranger John Ford, this vestige of the park's mining past is one of its most popular spots.
We'll have people stopping and spending a good part of their day here, maybe coming up and eating lunch here. It's probably got the most technical trails of the whole system as well.
Brian Johnson, there in the green, is a first-timer who let a friend take the wheel for the climb and subsequent sticky situation.
We almost have it, almost! I thought I'd be really upset and nervous about, damaging the car or something like that, but actually it was just a tremendous amount of fun.
Back up with your wheels, turn passenger.
And then to work together with people to kind of figure out how to get it out was awesome.
Thank you.
Nice.
The goal is not only to keep the landscape from damaging the vehicles, but keeping the vehicles from further damaging a landscape that has been abused for decades. It takes conscientious riders like Max Anthony.
There's no trails through running water. That's a big thing to keep the erosion and sediment out of our streams. You go through some of these deeper puddles out here, it splashes out into the field and then it all kind of drains back into the puddle. That water's not going anywhere, that sediment's not leaving the puddle.
As a state park, Wolf Den Run aims to balance recreation with stewardship. Certain parts of the park are protected, strictly off limits to vehicles, part of the effort to reclaim the wilderness here. That's where Maryland Department of Natural Resources ecologist Dan Feller comes in.
That should do it. Looks like about 2,500 feet to the north from here.
All right.
Today, Dan and Donnie are checking on a remote rock outcropping in the Huckleberry Rock section of the park, traversing precarious crevices, looking for signs of the endangered Allegheny Woodrat.
It's an awesome sandstone glade here. I've seen old woodrat sign here, but I don't think they're here anymore. We're hoping that when the forest matures, that at some point they're going to recolonize this area from other sites nearby in the state forest.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these crevices. I mean, that's 15 feet or more. Some of these are 20, 30 feet deep. This is great Allegheny woodrat habitat because it's extensive. This rock outcrop goes for over half a mile.
There are only about 30 known colonies of wood rats in Maryland, down from about 100 when Dan started studying them 3 decades ago. Wolf Den Run isn't one of them, for now.
This particular outcrop was logged around in the past. They took away most of the mature mass trees, which would be the food supply of the Allegheny Woodrat. So it doesn't appear that it's occupied right at this time, but there's old sign, they used to be here. And we have sites nearby on the state forest. So we're expecting that this site's going to be recolonized in the future as the forest matures.
To find an active woodrat site, you have to head about 15 miles northeast to an outcropping on Savage Mountain known as High Rock.
Rocks are a little slippery today. We have our first woodrat sign here. It looks like a latrine. They defecate out here on the rock.
Dan and his assistant Ben Neese keep track of the resident woodrat population through trapping and tagging.
Oh, we have a woodrat. One of the neat things about the Allegheny woodrat, it's a species that defines wilderness. It's not the rat that you see around city dumps and stuff. Those rats were introduced from Europe. This is a native rat.
These cute little creatures are an essential part of the ecosystem, helping the plants here germinate by moving seeds around. They don't hibernate. Instead, they store food for the winter in piles called middens.
Here we have a woodrat midden. This is really cool. This is woodrats gather up a bunch of food items and non-food items. And they kind of put them in a giant pile. That's where the name pack rat comes from. Some of these sticks have been here for decades. This little spot's been used as a woodrat midden through many ancestors. And it's kind of neat because it just piles up. 1,090 grams.
Dan hopes that by protecting the woodrat habitat at Wolf Den Run, one day soon he'll be finding middens, latrines, and the lovable long-whiskered critters themselves.
This small mammal just lives in really remote places, in these remote rock outcrops. So it's an indicator that this is an undisturbed area and a little bit of wilderness persists.
Not far from the park's potential woodrat habitat, today's riders are wrapping up after another exhilarating day. To get the full experience, our first timer, Brian, finishes out the day by going for a spin with Max.
It is what I thought it would be, with a minor adjustment. It is, it's more time together with people than it is just staying in the car. A lot of standing around, hanging out, getting to know people.
You get to be out places that you probably wouldn't have been if it wasn't for a vehicle to take you there.